Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a topic that a lot of people over 50 quietly deal with, but few actually talk about: weakening legs. You might have noticed that stairs feel harder than they used to, or maybe you don't feel as steady on your feet. Maybe getting up from a chair takes more effort, or your legs tire out quickly during walks that used to be easy. If any of that sounds familiar, stay with me, because this is a conversation that could make a real difference in your life or someone you care about. Now, here's the truth. After age 50, our bodies go through some predictable changes. One of the big ones is a process called sarcopenia. That's just a medical term for age-related muscle loss. It starts subtly, often in your 40s, and begins to accelerate in your 50s and beyond. Most people don't even notice it at first because it creeps in slowly. But over time, you might find that your strength, balance, and coordination just aren't what they used to be. The key is understanding why this happens and what you can do about it. One major reason is simply not using your muscles enough. A lot of us spend more time sitting as we get older, whether it's working from home, watching TV, or just not being as active. The problem is muscles respond to demand. If you don't challenge them regularly, they start to shrink. That includes the big muscles in your legs, your quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes, all of them. Sitting for long periods weakens those muscles and can affect your posture, balance, and even your circulation. Speaking of circulation, another reason legs weaken with age is poor blood flow. This often gets overlooked, but conditions like peripheral artery disease or just general hardening of the arteries can reduce how much oxygen your muscles get. If your muscles aren't getting enough oxygen and nutrients, they can't function well. That's when you might feel heaviness, fatigue, or cramping, especially when walking. This isn't something to ignore because poor circulation can be a warning sign of other health issues too. Let's also talk about nutrition. Your muscles aren't just built in the gym. They're built in the kitchen. A lot of older adults don't get enough protein, and protein is essential for muscle maintenance and repair. Add in common deficiencies in vitamin D, magnesium, or B vitamins, and you've got a recipe for slower recovery, more fatigue, and yes, weaker legs. It's important to realize that even if you're eating regularly, you might not be getting what your body needs to keep your muscles strong. A well-balanced, nutrient-rich diet isn't just good advice. It's part of your muscle survival plan. Now there's also the issue of joint and nerve function. Many people over 50 deal with arthritis, especially in the knees or hips. That joint pain can lead you to move less, which then contributes to even more muscle weakness. Similarly, conditions like spinal stenosis or diabetic neuropathy can interfere with the nerves that send signals to your legs. If the nerves aren't firing properly, the muscles won't respond properly, even if you're trying to use them. That's why any new weakness, numbness, or balance issues should always be checked out by a healthcare provider. And here's the thing, walking is great for your heart, your brain, your mood, but it's not enough by itself to build strength. If you're not doing any kind of strength or resistance training, your muscles simply won't get stronger. That might mean bodyweight squats, using resistance bands, or even doing simple exercises with ankle weights or light dumbbells. And don't underestimate the power of stretching and balance work. Even 5 minutes a day can improve mobility, coordination, and prevent falls. What I want you to take away from this is simple weak legs are not an inevitable part of aging. Yes, changes happen, and yes, you may have to work a little harder to maintain your strength than you did at 25, but it is absolutely possible and worthwhile to keep your legs strong and steady as you age. In fact, it's one of the best things you can do to stay independent, avoid injury, and keep doing the things you love. Whether that's traveling, gardening, playing with your grandkids, or just going about your day without worrying about your balance. So what can you start doing right now? Begin by moving more. Get up from your chair every hour. Add simple leg exercises into your routine. Eat more protein. Think eggs, beans, chicken, fish. Make sure you're staying hydrated and getting enough sleep. And talk to a healthcare professional if you're noticing any unusual weakness, pain, or coordination problems. Because sometimes what looks like a leg issue could be something else entirely. And remember, it's never too late to start. You're not too old. You haven't missed your chance. Every step you take in the right direction, no matter how small, adds up. You don't need to run marathons. You just need to stay consistent. Keep your muscles moving, keep your body fueled, and stay curious about your health. That's how you stay ahead of the curve. If you found this helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it with a friend or family member who might need to hear this too. And as always, drop your questions in the comments. I'd love to hear what's been working for you or what challenges you've been facing. Thanks for watching, and take care of those legs. They've got a lot of life left in them. After the age of 50, one of the most significant but often overlooked changes that occurs in the body is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength, a condition known in the medical world as sarcopenia. This isn't a disease. It's a natural part of aging, but that doesn't mean it should be ignored. In fact, understanding it is the first step to preventing it from limiting your life. Most people begin to lose muscle mass around their 40s, but the process accelerates with age if no action is taken. By the time someone reaches their 70s or 80s, they may have lost up to 30-50% of their original muscle mass. And the legs are often the first to show signs because they support our weight, help us balance, and power every movement we make, from getting out of a chair to walking upstairs. Now, the reason this happens isn't just because we're getting older. It's also because of what aging does to our hormones and activity levels. Testosterone, growth hormone, and other natural chemicals in the body that help build and maintain muscle begin to decline. Combine that with less physical activity, especially resistance or weight-bearing exercise, and muscles gradually shrink in size and strength. This doesn't happen overnight. It's slow and subtle. You might start to notice your legs feeling a little less stable. You might have trouble walking long distances like you used to, or feel sore after activities that used to be easy. These are often brushed off as just getting older. But they're actually early signs that your muscles are weakening. The real concern with age-related muscle loss is that it often goes unrecognized until it causes real limitations. Weak leg muscles can increase your risk of falls, make everyday tasks more difficult, and even affect your independence over time. But the good news is that sarcopenia is not only treatable, it's preventable. Regular strength training, even something as simple as squats using a chair for support, sends a powerful signal to your body. Hey, I still need these muscles. That signal can slow or even reverse muscle loss, especially when paired with good nutrition. Adequate protein, healthy fats, vitamin D, and hydration. The key message here is that muscle loss with age is not something you're stuck with. It's something you can do something about. It's never too late to start rebuilding strength, and you don't need to be an athlete to do it. What matters is consistency, proper movement, and the right fuel. The earlier you start, the better. But even if you're already noticing signs, taking action now can dramatically improve your strength, mobility, and quality of life in the years ahead. A sedentary lifestyle is one of the most common but underestimated reasons why leg strength begins to decline after the age of 50. With modern comforts and conveniences, it's easier than ever to spend large portions of the day sitting. Whether it's at a desk, on the couch, in a car, or even just relaxing at home. But while sitting might feel harmless, especially after a long day or during retirement, it quietly takes a toll on your muscles, especially the ones in your legs. The phrase, "who's it or lose it," truly applies here. When you don't use your muscles regularly, they begin to weaken. Over time, they shrink in size, lose endurance, and stop responding the way they used to. You might not notice it immediately, but gradually tasks like standing up from a chair, walking upstairs, or even maintaining balance start to feel harder. Prolonged sitting also affects circulation. When you sit for hours, especially without breaks, blood flow to your lower extremities becomes less efficient. Muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients, and that lack of flow can contribute to fatigue, swelling, and a feeling of heaviness in the legs. Over time, this can reduce not only strength, but your motivation to move at all, creating a cycle that makes things worse. Additionally, sitting for extended periods causes your hip flexors to shorten and tighten, which throws off your posture and limits the range of motion in your hips and legs. Tight hips can pull on your lower back, affect your gait, and reduce your overall mobility. It's not just physical strength that suffers. Balance and coordination are impacted too. The small stabilizing muscles in your legs and core, which help you stay steady when walking or turning, become underused when sitting dominates the day. This can increase your risk of trips and falls, something that becomes more dangerous as we age. Many people attribute these changes to aging itself, but in reality, a lack of movement is often the bigger culprit. What's important to understand is that reversing the effects of a sedentary lifestyle doesn't require extreme workouts or gym memberships. Simple changes like standing up every 30-60 minutes, taking a short walk around the house, doing a few leg lifts or squats using a chair, or stretching during TV commercials can make a big difference over time. Movement doesn't have to be intense to be effective. It just has to be consistent. Reintroducing regular motion into your day helps reactivate leg muscles, improves circulation, and signals your body that those muscles are still needed and should be maintained. The longer you remain inactive, the more challenging it becomes to regain strength. But the opposite is also true. The sooner you start adding movement into your daily routine, the faster you'll notice improvements in your leg strength, energy, and stability. It's all about small, steady steps. So if you've been sitting a lot lately, take this as a gentle nudge to get up, stretch, and start moving. Your legs and your long-term mobility will thank you. Nutritional deficiencies are one of the more silent but impactful reasons why many people experience leg weakness, especially after the age of 50. As we get older, our bodies go through changes that affect how we absorb and utilize nutrients. Appetite may decrease, digestion may slow down, and certain medications or health conditions can interfere with how vitamins and minerals are processed. All of this can quietly lead to deficiencies that directly impact muscle strength, energy, and coordination, particularly in the legs, which support the entire body's movement and stability. Protein is one of the most essential nutrients for maintaining muscle mass. Without enough high-quality protein in your daily meals, your muscles don't get the building blocks they need to stay strong and repair themselves. After 50, the body becomes less efficient at using protein, which means older adults often need more, not less, to preserve lean muscle. Many people unknowingly eat too little, especially if they've reduced portion sizes or cut back on meat or dairy. Over time, this lack of protein contributes to slower muscle recovery, increased fatigue, and eventually visible muscle loss in the legs. But it's not just about protein. Several vitamins and minerals also play key roles in maintaining leg strength. Vitamin D, for example, supports muscle function and helps regulate calcium, which is critical for nerve signaling and muscle contraction. A deficiency in vitamin D is extremely common in older adults, particularly those who spend less time in the sun. Low vitamin D levels are associated with muscle weakness, especially in the thighs and hips, increasing the risk of falls. Magnesium is another important mineral that supports muscle relaxation and prevents cramps. Without enough magnesium, muscles may feel stiff, twitchy, or prone to spasms, all of which can make movement uncomfortable and discourage regular exercise. Potassium also helps with muscle contraction and nerve function. When potassium levels are low, you may notice fatigue, cramping, or a general sense of heaviness in the legs. B vitamins, especially B12, support the health of the nerves that control muscle movement. As people age, absorption of B12 from food becomes more difficult, particularly for those taking certain medications like acid reducers. A deficiency can lead to numbness, tingling, or weakness in the legs, symptoms that can easily be mistaken for something else. Calcium is well known for its role in bone health, but it also helps muscles contract properly. Inadequate calcium can affect both bone density and muscle performance, and combined with vitamin D deficiency, it becomes a double hit to your mobility. What makes nutritional deficiencies especially tricky is that they don't always show obvious signs right away. You might feel a little more tired, a bit more unsteady, or less motivated to move, and assume it's just aging. But in reality, your muscles could be undernourished, and the longer it goes unaddressed, the more muscle strength you may lose, especially in the legs, where large muscle groups are most dependent on regular support. The good news is that nutritional issues are often easy to correct once identified. Prioritizing a balanced diet that includes lean proteins like fish, chicken, legumes, eggs, and tofu, along with leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and colorful fruits and vegetables, can provide much of what your muscles need. In some cases, supplements may be recommended, but they should be used under the guidance of a healthcare provider. Hydration is also essential. Water supports every function in your body, including circulation, digestion, and muscle efficiency. Leg weakness linked to nutrition doesn't have to be a permanent issue. By fueling your body with the right nutrients consistently, you can support muscle function, rebuild strength, and improve your overall energy and movement. It's a powerful reminder that what you put on your plate can shape how you feel, how you move, and how you age. As we get older, many people start to experience discomfort, stiffness, or even weakness in their legs, and one of the underlying causes often comes from changes in the joints and nerves. These two systems work closely together to allow smooth, controlled movement, but after the age of 50, they can begin to break down in ways that affect strength, balance, and mobility. While some of this is a normal part of aging, it's important to understand what's happening and how to manage it before it starts interfering with everyday life. Joint degeneration typically refers to the gradual wear and tear of cartilage, the smooth, cushioning tissue that allows bones to glide over each other during movement. As cartilage thins out, joints like the hips, knees, and ankles may become stiffer, less flexible, and more painful during activity. This is commonly known as osteoarthritis. While it can affect anyone, it's especially common in older adults, and it tends to show up in the weight-bearing joints that support walking and standing. When joints are painful or swollen, people tend to avoid movement, which leads to muscle weakening, especially in the legs. Over time, even simple activities like climbing stairs or getting out of a car can feel difficult. At the same time, age-related nerve degeneration can also play a major role in leg weakness. Our nerves act like electrical cables, sending signals from the brain and spinal cord to the muscles to tell them when and how to move. When those signals are slowed or disrupted, muscles don't respond as well. Conditions like peripheral neuropathy, often related to diabetes, poor circulation, or even vitamin deficiencies, can cause numbness, tingling, or a lack of coordination in the legs and feet. These symptoms don't just feel uncomfortable. They make walking less steady and increase the risk of falls. Another common condition that affects nerves is spinal stenosis, which occurs when the spaces in the spine begin to narrow and compress the nerves. This compression can lead to pain, weakness, or a feeling of heaviness in the legs, especially when standing or walking for long periods. People with this condition often find themselves needing to rest frequently or lean forward to relieve pressure. If left unmanaged, the loss of nerve function can further reduce muscle activity and lead to visible leg weakness. What makes joint and nerve degeneration particularly concerning is that they often go hand in hand. For example, if nerve signals to the legs are impaired, the muscles don't activate properly. And if those muscles aren't supporting the joints as they should, it puts even more strain on the bones and cartilage. It's a cycle that can slowly erode both mobility and confidence. And while some people assume this is just part of getting old, it's important to remember that there are ways to manage and even slow down this process. Physical activity tailored to your mobility level, like gentle strength training, stretching, balance work, and low-impact exercises such as swimming or cycling, can help keep both joints and nerves healthier for longer. These movements help strengthen the muscles that support your joints, improve circulation to feed your nerves, and enhance the flexibility and coordination needed to move safely. In some cases, physical therapy or targeted exercises guided by a healthcare professional can make a big difference. Nutrition plays a role here too. Certain nutrients, like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, B vitamins, magnesium, and antioxidants, support nerve health and joint function. Staying at a healthy weight also eases pressure on the joints and supports overall movement. And if pain or numbness becomes persistent, getting a proper medical evaluation is essential. Sometimes treating the root cause, whether it's a pinched nerve, arthritis, or inflammation, can help restore function and prevent further decline. The most important message is this: joint and nerve degeneration may be common, but they're not beyond your control. With the right approach, staying active, nourishing your body, and addressing symptoms early, it's possible to maintain leg strength, protect your mobility, and continue living life on your own terms. Poor circulation is another important factor that can lead to leg weakness, especially as we get older. While it's easy to think of leg strength as just a matter of muscles and exercise, the truth is your muscles can only function well if they're getting enough oxygen and nutrients. And that all depends on healthy blood flow. As we age, changes in our cardiovascular system can gradually reduce circulation to the lower half of the body, and over time, this can contribute to muscle fatigue, cramping, and even a loss of strength and endurance in the legs. The circulatory system is responsible for delivering oxygen, rich blood from the heart to all the tissues in the body. In a healthy system, this process works efficiently, allowing your legs to stay energized and strong. But in many older adults, blood vessels begin to stiffen or narrow due to a buildup of plaque, a condition known as atherosclerosis. This can reduce the amount of blood that flows to your legs, a condition called peripheral artery disease, a PAD. It often goes unnoticed in its early stages, but some of the warning signs include leg pain while walking, a heavy or tight feeling in the calves or thighs, or feet that feel cold or numb. When your muscles don't receive enough blood, they don't work as well. Even if you're trying to stay active, you might notice your legs tire more quickly than they used to, or that recovery from a simple walk takes longer. Over time, this lack of circulation can weaken the muscles simply because they're not getting the nutrients they need to repair and grow. In more advanced cases, poor circulation can lead to visible changes like discoloration in the skin, slow healing wounds on the feet or legs, or a noticeable loss of leg hair. All signs that your blood isn't flowing where it needs to go. One of the biggest challenges with poor circulation is that it creates a cycle. Weak legs lead to less movement, and less movement further worsens circulation. This is why even light activity done regularly is critical to keeping your legs healthy. Walking, stretching, and even simple leg movements while sitting can help pump blood through the veins, keeping your tissues oxygenated and your muscles nourished. Exercises that involve the calves are especially helpful since the calf muscles play a key role in helping blood return to the heart, often referred to as the second heart of the body. Hydration also plays a role. Blood is mostly water, and staying properly hydrated keeps it flowing smoothly through your vessels. In contrast, dehydration can make your blood thicker, making it harder for your heart to pump it efficiently, especially to the extremities. Add to that poor dietary habits, smoking, or uncontrolled high blood pressure, and circulation can decline even faster. Fortunately, poor circulation is something that can often be improved with lifestyle changes. Staying active, quitting smoking, managing blood sugar and cholesterol, and eating a healthy diet rich in leafy greens, berries, healthy fats, and whole grains can all support better blood flow. Compression sops may also help some people by improving venous return in the lower legs, especially if you sit or stand for long periods. If you're experiencing symptoms of poor circulation, especially if they're affecting your legs consistently, it's important to speak with a healthcare professional. Addressing the root causes early can help you preserve your mobility and strength, prevent complications, and improve your overall quality of life. Remember, strong circulation supports strong muscles, and keeping your legs moving keeps your entire body healthier. After the age of 50, one of the most overlooked but critical contributors to declining leg strength is the lack of regular strength training and mobility exercises. Many people believe that walking or staying generally active is enough to maintain muscle tone and flexibility, but the reality is that without specific, intentional exercises aimed at building and maintaining muscle, strength loss becomes almost inevitable. This is especially true for the legs, which contain some of the largest muscle groups in the body and are essential for stability, movement, and overall independence. When strength training is neglected, muscles begin to weaken from under use. This doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow and subtle process. You might not notice it until everyday tasks like climbing stairs, standing from a low chair, or walking long distances start to feel harder than they used to. These small signs are often dismissed as normal aging, but they are actually signals that your muscles are losing their power. This is because muscle fibers shrink when they aren't regularly challenged, and the communication between the brain and muscles weakens, which affects coordination and reaction time. Mobility is another key piece of the puzzle. Mobility is not just flexibility. It's the ability of your joints to move through their full range of motion with control. As we age, if we don't stretch and move purposefully, joints can stiffen and muscles can shorten. This leads to limited movement, poor posture, and inefficient walking patterns, all of which increase the risk of injury. Without regular mobility work, the hips, knees, and ankles, three of the most important joints for walking and standing, can lose their ability to move freely and support the body properly. This stiffness can make it difficult to bend down, step over obstacles, or even balance on uneven ground. Strength training and mobility exercises don't have to be complicated or strenuous. Simple movements like chair squats, leg lifts, wall sits, and toe raises can be highly effective when done consistently. Adding light resistance, such as resistance bands or bodyweight exercises, can also help to stimulate muscle growth and maintain bone density. Mobility work, such as controlled joint circles, dynamic stretching, or yoga-inspired movements, helps keep joints healthy and improves body awareness. The benefits of strength and mobility training extend beyond just muscle size. Stronger legs improve balance, protect joints by absorbing shock better, and help prevent falls, a major concern for older adults. Improved mobility reduces discomfort during movement, encourages more activity, and helps maintain independence. Together, they contribute to a better quality of life, allowing you to continue doing the things you love without pain or fear of injury. Too often, people wait until they've already lost significant strength before taking action. But it's much easier to maintain strength than to rebuild it after it's gone. The good news is it's never too late to start. Even individuals in their 70s, 80s, and beyond can see measurable improvements in strength, mobility, and balance with a consistent exercise routine tailored to their ability level. The body is incredibly adaptive. Even small efforts done regularly can lead to noticeable results. Incorporating strength and mobility exercises into your weekly routine is one of the most powerful investments you can make in your health as you age. It's not about lifting heavy weights or becoming a fitness expert. It's about keeping your body capable, responsive, and ready to move when you need it. Whether you're starting from scratch or returning to activity after a break, every step counts. Your legs are your foundation. Keep them strong, and they will carry you well into the future. As we've explored today, the weakening of your legs after 50 is not simply a matter of age. It's often the result of a combination of factors that, fortunately, are within your control. From natural muscle loss and a sedentary lifestyle to nutritional gaps, joint and nerve changes, poor circulation, and the absence of strength and mobility exercises, each plays a role in how your legs feel and function as the years go on. The good news is that your body is highly responsive, no matter your age, and small, consistent changes can make a big difference. It's never too late to start moving more, eating better, staying consistent with exercises that build strength and support joint health, and paying attention to the signals your body gives you. You don't need extreme workouts or strict routines. Simple, mindful actions like walking daily, doing light resistance training, stretching regularly, improving your nutrition, and checking in with a healthcare provider when needed can help you maintain strong, capable legs for years to come. Remember, your legs are your foundation. They carry you through every step of life, from the simplest daily routines to the moments that matter most. Taking care of them now can help you stay active, independent, and confident as you age. So don't wait for the warning signs to become setbacks. Start today. Your future self will thank you.